Welcome, everyone! Warning, warning! You're on a hot podcast with three hot men on twitch.tv/Affable Idiots. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, the kick-ass, irreverent gaming podcast brought to you by Affable Idiots. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michael. That hot guy from the 90s, Ennis. And we've got with us our regular host, Adam, that hot guy. Oh shit, you were also born in the 90s. The second guy from the 90s, Gumbert. How are you, Adam?
Hey, Chad, I'm very listo today. I'm listo and ready to go.
Oh, listo. That's tired, right? That's Spanish
no, it's
for
ready.
tired?
Ready in Spanish.
Ready.
Listo.
Listo.
Or
That's
lista
not
is
what
the
my
feminine
HomePod just told me.
version. I looked at Google. Google said listo.
Okay. Speaking of Spanish, we've got the third hot man here and ready to frickin' rip you into pieces. Joel, 80s? You're an 89? No, you're younger than us. You're all in the middle of the 90s, Campos.
92 to
How's
be
it going?
exact.
90, that's basically the middle.
Basically,
It's
yeah.
like the cream of my Oreo sandwich. If me and Adam are two chocolate cookies, you're
Chad,
our yummy cream.
I think you forget that I can just mute you on the stream now. I can just mute your mic since I'm running.
Yeah, but I have the power. You can mute me to like 3 people live, but I can let hundreds of people hear me say a monologue about anything that I want on YouTube, which you can catch on podcast services and YouTube on Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. That's right. We have a new time. We are now streaming live on Mondays. Give you that weekend. We know a lot of you were writing in to us via mail, and you were like, man, I wish that I didn't have to choose between watching Respawn Aim Fire live on Sunday evenings and watching the Super Bowl or the Penguin. And we're like, now you don't have to, because no one watches football on Monday traditionally. So now you can watch.
Right now.
Shut up. Now you can watch us stream on Monday evenings around 8:30 Eastern Time, and you can watch us on demand on Wednesdays now at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got very little to talk about, but we've got lots of fun to have. That's right, 3 hot young men born in the 90s, all ready to make you weep on a Wednesday morning, because we're going to talk about really depressing shit. But first, our main quest. Official news on Switch 2. This comes from Adam Bankhurst at IGN. Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa. Is that the first time I've ever seen his first name? I think so. Shared some news during the company's corporate management policy briefing, revealing a bit more about the successor to 2017's Nintendo Switch. That's right, everyone. That console is hella old now. This is a quote. That console is hella old now, said Furukawa. No, just kidding. This is the real quote. This is Furukawa.
I love the way that man tweets every time.
He literally tweeted that. This is Furukawa, Nintendo wrote on X/Twitter. At today's corporate management policy briefings, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. I said Twitter, and then I remembered from Game on Game Show that's coming up later. And like, oh, my God.
Chad's
it's going to be a good one.
Stick
Stick around,
I'm very
y'all.
excited for
Stick
whatever
around.
this
You won't
ends
be
up
able
being.
to see that. Oh, you'll
Okay.
know
I
what to go look for on Twitter
picture
later.
I can show the picture.
You can show. Okay, have it pulled up and ready.
Is it the one you showed me?
Yes. Oh,
I have no
God.
idea what's going on.
I'm gonna have to do some scrolling, but I'll find it.
Okay,
I mean,
sounds
you
good.
can. Yeah. You have is the date included in what I texted you? I think it is.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it
narrow
out.
it down. So, where the fuck was I? Oh, we announced the Switch software. Adam, you have to read it. Can you read the quote?
Yeah, give me a second. This is for Furukawa. At today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. I don't get it.
Chad, get a grip of
The
yourself.
Nintendo Switch Online will be available on the successor Nintendo Switch as well. Further information about the successor Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a later date. We still have a ton left to learn about the new Switch, as we're waiting for an actual announcement. What Nintendo has previously said will happen by the end of March 2025. Chad, are the giggles out?
No. Oh, I just got to think about something else. Think about baseball. Oh, baseball, as they say in Spanish. Yes, backwards compatibility, huge. Is that what we're talking about? I haven't even read this. Yeah,
Well, just that they
compatibility,
officially
yes, with
announced it,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's it's 100% the decision. If they made any other decision, it would have been fucking hell in the streets today. Thinking about it, anyway. But the fact that it works both digitally and physically is just a clue to probably the form factor a little bit of the next one. I think we all can assume that it's going to be very similar in shape and size and functionality as the current Nintendo Switch. But I am pleased to see that Nintendo Switch Online will be functioning, meaning that you can bring over your fucking Animal Crossing island. Maybe. Actually, no, you can't currently do that with Nintendo Switch Online. You have to have the two Switches next to each other and initiate some kind of like switch to switch beamforming technology. Anyway, all of your retro games you won't have to buy again. You won't have to subscribe to a different service to get the same fucking Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games trickled out over time. It looks like this will all be included on the successor as well. And yeah, it's looking more and more likely that we will hear more about this after the holidays rather than before the end of the year. So
I have a fun thing. I have no idea. When is the last time we had backwards compatibility? Because I'm trying to think, did the Wii U play Wii games? I know that there was a Wii virtual console, but I don't know if you could put a Wii. Could you put a Wii disc in a Wii U?
Yeah.
In fact, you could use the Wii controllers on there too.
Yeah,
and the Wii could play GameCube games.
Yeah.
And the GameCube could play Game Boy Advance games
If
with
you
an
had the
adapter, but not
attachment.
N64 games.
So it's really just with the Switch where they stopped doing it, basically,
Yeah,
for the
and
last 7 years.
Who's to say that the Switch 2 backwards compatibility, like maybe cartridges for Switch 2 are slightly different in form factor, and maybe there has to be two ports, right? One for OG Switch cartridges and one for new ones. I doubt that they would do that, but that's definitely something they've done before with like the Game Boy Advance or Game Boy DS, Nintendo DS.
Yeah, where they just made like two ports or whatever for it, or make up.
Yeah.
The new cartridges are bigger, but the smaller ones still fit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think it's just mostly good for as many people like the Switch and spent money, especially digitally, for that to carry over. It's so
And
funny.
physically. I have all my Switch games are physical.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Why?
This
I have
excites
things
me.
in my house.
You and Matt Vieira. You're like, oh
Well,
God,
to
if
be
someone
fair-
robs me, I want to make sure I lose everything all at once.
Switch is the only thing I buy all physical for. Like other consoles I have bought, like Xbox, I don't buy anything physical. But PlayStation, I've bought physical games here and there. But for the most part, it's just Switch that is physical for me.
Yeah, they've tricked you into paying that tax for a cartridge. I see. I'm
How
giving you a hard
wild would
time,
it be
Joel. You're fine.
if the new console had larger cartridges to accommodate larger storage amounts so that the games can be bigger? Because, you know, that's already a concern on Switch where, like, there are a lot of games nowadays where a tiny piece of the game comes on the cartridge and then you have to download the rest of it. But, like, how wild would it be if it was like a micro SD and SD card? Like, there's an adapter. Like, you have to put your Switch cartridge into a big, giant plastic adapter to put it into your Nintendo Switch 2.
It probably
Well,
make more sense.
That's probably the route we would have seen them go if they did announce right now that it's not backwards compatible in any way. There would have been enough riot, and I feel like the Switch 2 probably it would still sell, but it wouldn't sell as much out the gate as it is going to now that we know it's backwards compatible. Like if it wasn't backwards compatible, I could easily see them being like, yeah, like 3 years down the line, here's a way you could play your old Switch games physically on this thing, and it's some weird adapter like you're describing, or you can only do it in docked mode and have this thing like an external thing plugged into the USB port of the dock. But yeah, definitely glad to hear that it's going to be backwards compatible.
Cool.
Same.
Chad's, he's smiling, dude.
Everyone, it just comes in waves, and I remember this thing, and
I love it. But
it's
yeah,
not
good for
even
them.
that funny, but it's so fucking funny to me right now. Cool. Can't wait to hear more about it in probably like 2 months.
Yeah.
Can't wait
Until
to
then, we're
fucking
gonna move
fight
on.
people for pre-orders.
Oh, right.
You'll have fun
Freaking
with
A.
that.
Not looking forward to that again. I thought I was done with that for a while. We're gonna move on to playtime, where we're talking about what we played in the last week. Is this wink wink where it happens? Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my
When
head.
I
No.
ask you to read this on the podcast, parenthesis, when I start talking about what I've been playing, parenthesis, can you read this? Don't tell Adam.
Oh, this is
Come
from
on,
Joel.
come all. The stage is set for the ultimate battle in college football. Adam versus Joel in the Gum Jum Bowl. Where the national championship is on the line? Who will rise to the challenge and claim victory in EA Sports College Football 25? It's all or nothing as Adam and Joel clash in a game that could determine the true championship of the virtual gridiron. Will Adam's strategy take him to the top, or will Joel's playmaking ability prove unstoppable? Don't miss this historic showdown. Come one, come all, and witness the battle for the national championship in the Gum Joel Bowl. Hashtag Gum Joel Bowl. Hashtag national championship. Hashtag game on. Hashtag college football 25. Hashtag Adam versus Joel. Do you want me to read the hashtags too? You can read whatever you want. Salute tap back emoji.
Yeah,
Very
me
good.
and Adam are in the national championship in our online dynasty. Adam is pretty upset that I won my last game because he was smooth sailing to a championship. But now I'm coming for it.
Which is, first of all, thank you for writing that. And thank you, Chad, for the read, because it reminds me, Joel, you might remember this it was a long time ago, where during like interstitials of football games, they'll have the announcers like read like a promo for the, it's like, oh, coming up this Sunday on CBS, the debater
CSI.
season 2 or whatever. But there's a good clip of a guy. It was like remember that era when we got like a bunch of random horror movies, like Sci-Fi did like Sharknado, and then every other week it was like, oh, sandworms and fucking ice sharks and shit. And these guys, they was reading
Sandworms and ice sharks.
He's like, coming up this Tuesday on CBS, bat infestation, killer bats come to the thing, and he's like reading it, and he's just like, I don't fucking know. He's just like put it down, like in the middle of a football game. That's what the energy I got from Chad. He's just reading a thing from paper, doesn't know what any of the words mean. But I'm excited for that matchup, Joel. I'm the only one without
After
a
reading
championship.
the word gridiron written out all as one word in lowercase, I was real proud of myself at the end of that
Yeah,
sentence. I was
gridiron,
like,
good
fuck
word.
yeah, that didn't trip me up at
You
all.
You could thank ChatGPT for that. I had ChatGPT write that whole thing.
Sounds professional.
Yeah. So I've been playing college football 23. My team, we had some hiccups, 2 losses during the season. Second loss was because I accidentally advanced instead of went to recruiting, which sucks. So it simulated the game, and my team lost to like a team that was 3-7, which is just heartbreaking. But yeah, I've been sending Adam clips of me just throwing Hail Marys and them working out. And then last night, the last game I played, he said, yeah, just throw a bunch of Hail Marys. And because he wanted me to lose by throwing interceptions. And I literally did that the second play of the game and got a touchdown. So thanks for the advice, Adam.
Yeah, but you didn't do it for. You're supposed to do it for every play. Every play, you just try to throw it interception. You didn't do that, so I'm not proud.
Sorry to disappoint.
Wow. Wow. Rude.
What else is on here, Joel? What is this?
Yeah, so what else is on here? CBO. I literally
Charles
just typed
Bagel
this.
operation.
I like. He has
I
no
literally-
idea.
I literally just typed this like 10 minutes ago. What the fuck? I'll come back to it.
Is it Call of Duty somehow?
It's Call of Duty Black Ops.
Black
yeah,
Ops. Okay.
Okay.
that is. Been playing more Call of Duty Black Ops. Friday, hopped into zombies with John, who is our resident zombies expert. And we did the boat glitch, which involves you taking a boat up onto land and blocking off the ways zombies can get to you. And then we just sat there and farmed kills. And then I saw Matt was on. I texted him. He joined us, and Matt farmed kills with us. So that was a good time. So I've been playing more of that. I finished the campaign last week.
Mm-hmm.
I might have talked about that, though. It's a great
I just
campaign.
finished it too. Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. Probably one of the best I've played in a long time. But yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops is fun. Nuketown was a blast last weekend. Had a ton of fun with that. Also been playing Halo Infinite. They had their big...
Real quick though,
Yeah.
Funny, you and John and then Matt got on, and but Chad, guess who's on all the time and doesn't get invites from anybody? Continue.
So
Yeah,
okay.
Guess who also has Game Pass and Call of Duty and enjoys playing the zombies parts of Call of Duty specifically and nothing else.
Mhm.
Chad,
and didn't also get a text.
Chad, to be fair, we glitched the map and we're sitting in one area just killing zombies. You're not about that life. I know you.
I
You're not
fucking
about
play
that
Destiny all the time and
Yes,
sit there and do the
but
same fucking activity 45 times a day.
life. Yes, but that's because you care about the progression in Destiny. You don't give a fuck what skins you have in Call of Duty, and I know that. You would have
I don't
gotten
give a
so
fuck about the
bored
skins,
so fast.
but if Dallas would have told me what weapon to grind levels on, I would have shot shit for no reason and hung out with John at least. I don't know.
That's a good excuse for Chad. I don't hear an excuse for Adam in there at all.
Yeah, he's
So my-
friend-keeping. He's gatekeeping friends.
Yeah.
I'm not gatekeeping shit, all right?
Yeah, you just don't
thing
want
with-
us to be friends with John because you're afraid that he's going to like us more.
That's not the case at all. I know he would never like you more than me.
God damn it.
No, and my reason for Adam is every time I see him online, he's playing Dragon Age?
Dragon Age Vito Guard.
Yeah,
Vito
Vito
Guard.
And like everything I know about that game is like that's a game you don't want to fuck with somebody when they're playing. Because when they're in the Matrix, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Can't send an invite. Can't just send a text. Impossible.
Yeah. Impossible. Literally can't be done.
Hmm.
So I played Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with my best friends on Friday night, and it was a great time.
Love it.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Halo Infinite as well. They came out with their Halo 2, the 20-year anniversary of the game, and they have a playlist in Halo Infinite that's all Halo 2 themed. It has a bunch of Forge-made Halo 2 remakes of maps. It's a great time. Halo 2 is like the reason I play games still, just because I got addicted to that game when it came out. It's the reason I bought an Xbox. Halo 2 is just like a revolutionary game in terms of like online gaming. And yeah, this playlist is awesome. Like there's no sprinting. You jump 1.5 times the normal height because that's how it was in Halo 2. You jumped higher. They took away like the clambering. So like you can't jump up on a ledge and grab onto it and climb up. They added a new weapon called the MA5K, I think. It's an SMG. It's not your like Halo 2 SMG, but what they said about it is that it's supposed to simulate dual wielding SMGs in Halo 2, which it kind of feels very similar to dual wielding them. Yeah, this playlist has just been a blast. I was playing some with Snowbike Mike earlier today, which was a good time.
Say what? How'd you
yeah.
get that invite? I don't get an invite, but
I was watching the stream and he told me to join, so I joined him. Yeah.
Cool shit. Whatever.
Yeah. Dude,
Question for you.
I used to play with Snowbike Mike back in the day. We used to play Sea of Thieves, and let me tell you, that is one very impatient human being.
From everything, every interaction I've had with him, and then all the stories on all the KF podcasts, Sea of Thieves, I feel like is the perfect game for him to become peak Snowbike Mike. Like he can literally be with you for 3 seconds and then disappear to the other side of the planet by himself and never tell anyone, and you'll never see him again.
Well, no, that game you have to stay with your crew. Like if you swim out in the ocean, you'll just die, and then it makes you teleport back to your ship. But yeah, he's the kind of person that'll just chill on the boat and like shoot the shit with his chat while everybody else is doing all the work. It's pretty funny. But yeah, Halo Infinite, it's better now than it ever has been, which is sad because the game came out 4 years ago. And yeah,
is multiplayer still multiplayer is free to play, and then does it require live or not?
No, if it's free to play, it shouldn't.
Yeah,
I
honestly don't know.
Oh yeah, no other free to play games require you to have online subscription, so I wouldn't think that one would either.
Cool,
because none of the other ones do.
Cool.
Yeah, probably not.
But I have the question for you though, Joel.
Yeah,
I think it's only a PC thing, but where was the Halo 2 E3 demo? Was that only a PC thing?
Yeah, so that's only on Steam version of Master Chief Collection. And I downloaded
Why
that.
Not the Xbox version?
Because Steam, so it's fan made, right?
Yes,
so
it's not like a real. Yeah.
So it's a mod that fans made to recreate that whole intro thing, and now Halo Studios is bringing it as like an official, like go check this thing out. So yeah, you have to use Steam Workshop.
Can you play that on Steam Deck?
Yeah.
Master
Halo.
Chief Collection with that mod specifically on Steam Deck?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You want me to try it out? I'll try it out for you tonight. I'll let you know. But I was playing Halo Infinite on my Steam Deck the other night because I heard Tim Geddes talking about how it ran great on there, and it runs great on Steam Deck, which I was surprised by because that's like pretty high graphic fidelity type of game.
Some would say it's better than the Switch.
Are you playing it on Steam or are you playing it via Xbox Cloud Gaming? Or
On Steam.
Windows somehow?
Are you talking about on the Steam Deck?
Yeah, Halo Infinite on the Steam Deck.
Yeah. I'm playing it directly on Steam.
Gotcha. You bought it twice?
It's free. The multiplayer is free.
Oh, that's right, because it's multiplayer. That's right. I have Halo has always been a campaign thing for me, and it was like occasionally a multiplayer thing with like my cousins and my siblings. So it's hard for me to divorce that from my brain.
Master Chief Collection is not free in any form, but it's always on sale on Steam. Like I picked it up last year when it was on sale for like $10 for all the games. So definitely look out for a sale for that if you're interested in that E3 demo. But yeah, Halo Infinite's awesome. So addicted right now. It's the most I've played to Halo in a long time. I've also been playing, which I just started a few hours before the podcast. What the fuck? My mouse just stopped moving. Can you hear me?
Yeah, right. Yeah. You're good.
All right. I started playing New World Ethereum. I don't know how. Is it Ethereum? Eternum. There you go. That's why I'm panicking about my mouse not moving because I literally Googled it and it's in a different tab and I can't click it. But yeah, I started playing that because my buddy I game share with on Xbox picked it up and I played about an hour. It's pretty cool so far. Runs smooth on console.
What's that? Amazon MMO?
Yeah, it's the Amazon MMO. It's been out for a few years now on PC, I believe, and it just came to consoles like a month ago.
I've heard the beginning or the end of that ad on Kind of Funny podcasts. As soon as I hear it, New World Eternum, and then I hit the fast forward button like 3 times. So I know it exists and it's on consoles now, but that's about it.
Yeah. The thing with that game is it has a chat, as you know, most MMOs do. And all I was seeing right away was just fucking toxic as hell. Just toxic MMO players. Like the first thing I saw was somebody say like, "Oh, I'm playing mouse and keyboard on my PlayStation 5," or something along those lines. They had a mouse and keyboard set up to their console to play this game, and then immediately somebody's like, "Why not just buy a PC, loser?" And then he's just like, "Because I don't want to spend $2,000 on a computer to play something the same exact quality I could play on my console right here, right? Like I don't need a PC." And then they're just going back and forth, PC versus console. And then finally, the one dude who was like pro PC shut up because the guy who was pro console was like, "Look, man, this game was dead before it came to consoles a month ago. We just gave you guys like the life this game needed." And that dude just stopped chatting after that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna find a way.
The Hot Pockets were ready. That's what happened.
yeah. He had to go wash his Cheeto crusted fucking sweatpants. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna find a way to disable that chat.
Killed Dumbledore from an MMO chat in Guild Wars. Somebody joined the whatever town we were all in and just went running around screaming, "Snape kills Dumbledore! Snape kills Dumbledore!"
You know what, Chad? Somebody just found out from this podcast that Snape kills Dumbledore. Thanks to you.
You just ruined it.
Yeah, you're well. I saved the world from giving J.K. Rowling another $12 for a book.
You're just feeding into the Guild Wars guy. This Guild Wars guy is somewhere, and he just fucking his butthole just clenched up a little bit, and it's because you just spread the leak of Snape killing Dumbledore to somebody else because of him doing it 15 years ago. Yeah, that's all I've been playing. I'm going to beat Adam's ass in college football, and I'll tell you all about it next week.
What if I win? Are you not
going
to mention it
list that on his things that he played?
No, yeah. If you win, I quit.
I'm done. No, I don't list it because I just play it so much. There's no point to keep listing it. I'm fucking.
The only reason I put it is because I'm playing Adam in the championship.
We're playing each other. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm 600 hours in, I'm like, I don't need to keep saying I'm playing the football game. Obviously, if I'm here, that means I've played the football game this week. That's how that works. But do you want me to go, Chad, or do you want to go?
Yeah, go for it.
So I have played more Vitelgard, Dragon Age Vitelgard, for those who don't know. Good game. I am now. So it's funny. I was talking to the other guy who's in our football league, Tim, because he's also playing it. Tim was on the podcast not long ago. Him and Brian teamed up to do a trivia game. I forget which one it was. But he was like, yeah, how many hours you got? And I went to my save, and it's like, oh, 13. You know, it's not as many as I thought, but whatever. And he's like, no, there's no way, because like your level and my level are similar. And I was like, whatever you say. And I checked later. No, I saved at 1 in the afternoon, so it was 1300.
13 o'clock, yeah.
13 o'clock. And it was actually, I'm like 48 hours into that video game.
That is a huge discrepancy.
13 felt wrong. I was like, this can't be right.
The fact that you thought that could have been right, you're like, yeah, 13.
Well, that's the number
like
that I saw.
35 unaccounted hours for in your brain.
Yeah. That's why I was like, it's got to be closer to more than that. But I mean, that's what the clock says. But no. Yeah, so I'm like 48 hours into Dragon Age Vitelgard, having a good time. A lot of characters are really fun. Everything about it's great. BioWare made a good game. So if you like BioWare games, it's good. Do what?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know, right?
In the modern age, that BioWare could make a good game.
Makes me even more excited for Mass Effect, because holy shit, that's going to be good. If they can stay this course, but just go do Mass Effect next, whoo, going to be good shit. But that's years away. For now, I'll enjoy.
That's their plan. In fact, they've even announced they're not even doing DLC for Dragon Age, because they're like, nope, we want to put as much time into Mass Effect as we can.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, me only being 13 hours in, I feel like there's plenty of games, so I don't need DLC, you know? No problem. But that's good.
How does this compare so far to, as the person who was like, bricked for fucking Baldur's Gate 3 last year?
Bricked?
Yeah, it's a Joel thing. I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. It means drunk, but Joel has made it
means you have
a giant boner now.
Yeah. So
hold on, Em. Why are you acting surprised that he said you were bricked for Baldur's Gate?
It was your game of the year last year.
Baldur's Gate 3. But I mean, you act like I'm the only person who thought that. He's like,
I'm curious as the person who was bricked for Baldur's Gate 3.
Keep talking about
and
my
now you're
brick.
playing Dragon Age Veilguard, and they're like similar games, I assume. Which how do you feel when they stack up? What do you wish was in one that wasn't in the other, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, here's the thing. It's sort of like they're different things. Obviously, they're both RPGs, but, you know, a BioWare game is a very specific thing. And Baldur's Gate just did something that we never thought people were going to do in an RPG, and they just did all of it. So I don't think they really compare in that way. Like, I wanted this to be a good BioWare game, and it was. Could it have done stuff from Dragon Age or from Baldur's Gate? Yeah, I mean, I guess any game could, but I didn't expect them to. They made a good of what they did. So I would not say I'm as high on it as I was Baldur's Gate 3, but I also say it's definitely top 10 for sure, but probably top 5. I got to see how it finishes out, and because everyone says that the third act is really, really good, but for the moment, it's definitely top 10, probably top 5. So it's up there. It's not that big. My brick isn't as big as it was for Baldur's Gate, but it's you know, we're more than half-mast. You know what I'm saying? We're doing good. So yeah, good. Everyone check that out if you have any interest at all. And then, the game that I got for review, Kingdom 2 Crowns, Call of Olympus. I've played a little bit more of it, having a good time. I think it's the thing where I have enjoyed it. Again, we showed it the last time, the very pretty art style, and it's basically just a resource management game where you fight monsters that invade your town, and you're spending to build up your town and your army to push back the bad guys and stuff. My only issue with it is I think you really just need to be good at the base game. Jumping straight into the DLC after not playing the base game for a long time is like, oof, this game is granular, and I am not prepared for this. And it doesn't really hold your hand too much about it. I do think it's a very good game. Again, I put more hours into it. I would say, just point blank, if you are into this game, Kingdom 2 Crowns like the original, then get the DLC. I mean, people get most of the DLCs and like them anyways. I think it's a very excellent DLC. Jumping into it like cold turkey and not playing it for a long time, it's like, man, there's a lot here to manage. It's a fun thing to work into, but I mean, Dragon Age is taking most of my time. So I think it's a good expansion, but if you're looking into getting it, like, you should be a fan of the original game, because I don't think jumping into a DLC, you know, years after the game came out is, you're going to be a little lost. But I think for the fans of it, it's really good. So I'm going to keep slow playing that one because I've enjoyed it, but it's like, oh man, this game there's a lot. I got to watch YouTube videos. That's like, remember, I don't know if you guys have ever played Stardew Valley.
No. Well, I played it for like 3 minutes on the screen of my Tesla while I was waiting for it to charge.
Well, that's crazy. I've tried it multiple times, but then I'm always like, Because I know people love it, and I like those kind of management, like farm kind of games, but I'm always like, shit, I'm missing something. Like, I know there's a fucking encyclopedia somewhere that I need to read to like do this all right, and then I just stop playing it after an hour because I feel like I'm not doing good enough. So if you're willing to go look at an encyclopedia, check out Kingdom 2 Crowns, because it is good, but you got to be into it. And outside of that and college football and trying to win my first championship. By the way, Joel, just a heads up, it is my birthday this month, and I'm the only person without a championship, so I don't know. Take it easy.
Cool.
He's your elder as well, so
I am older than you by multiple years, by half a decade, according to Chad.
As my gift to you, I will mute my mic when I talk shit to you during our game.
We don't do that anyways. None of us ever talk shit. We're all nice people.
Yeah, because I've been muting my mic.
Oh Lord Jesus, that's it for me.
There are sometimes playing Gears or Destiny or whatever we're playing, where Joel is just silent for a long time. And like, Joel, you muted? Joel, you muted? And then he's like, oh yeah, sorry, I was muted. And he's like, now I'm really curious. What the fuck was he saying about us all?
He's like, fucking Chad, not putting the moats in the bucket.
didn't bucket those moats. Dope. Let's move on. My regular ass, I am still fucking wallet deep now into Pokemon trading card game Pocket. I have justified it like this. First of all, it's a deal if you buy $40 worth of gold because you get like 25% free gold.
$40. Adam, I want you to get into the mind right now. This man, the baseline you just heard is $40. Mm-hmm. That's just where it starts.
I've done that twice. I've done that 2 times. But
I'll enjoy.
Here's the way that I rationalize that in my brain. If I were to collect, how many hundreds of dollars do you think Joel has spent on physical Pokemon cards? Yeah? And he doesn't have anywhere near as cool as that gold Mewtwo that I have 2 of now. So
you want to know something though?
Yeah.
My physical cards are forever, Chad. Your digital ones could go away at the blink of an eye.
Are you kidding me?
Wait till
your physical cards and your physical Switch cartridges are gonna die in a house fire one day.
Absolutely.
And my digital ones,
that sounds like a threat.
There's gonna be some federal law that will. There's some federal law that will. I should know. My mom burned my Pokemon cards when I was a kid. I know Pokemon cards don't survive fires.
I mean,
because I stole some other kid's card.
That's because in the early '90s, Pokemon cards were the devil. Everybody knew that.
You weren't even alive in the early 90s. We've already established this.
Early
That's
1000s.
right. Exactly. What do you know about the devil? Anyway, so yes, $80 so far is like a fraction of what I would have spent if I had people in my life who played this game physically with me in person. And so I'm okay dropping it on that game. And I officially have Mew, so yeah. I'm
Congrats.
that cool. Thank you so much.
Only cost you $100.
It did not. It cost me $80, and then
tax.
I think I bought like one of the discount ones of like $5 worth of gold for like $3.50 or whatever.
Did you claim that 2-week trial and then not cancel it?
I claimed the 2-week trial, and it has not yet been 2 weeks, so I still have time to cancel, but will not cancel.
Yeah, $100 from you.
So one last thing here before PFP. GW Gears of War Wednesdays. We are right now continuing Gears of War Wednesdays, and we are, I don't know, end of Act 2 maybe of Gears of War 3, and I can already tell Joel's dropped out. I could tell from playing with Matt and Dallas, they're not, the energy's not there anymore. Gears of War's Wednesday might be dead. I don't want to Destiny it where like I burn everybody out on it and no one ever plays it with me again. So like,
and then
we might
invite you to party chats when they do it
on hiatus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, GW, which is a shame because this is like the 3rd time now that I've attempted to get through the Gears of War trilogy, which is apparently what Joel says, like the 3rd one's the best one, and I still will never see it ever in my life.
Here's my thing: is like
great.
I'm down to play. I'm just busy on Wednesdays now.
No, that's not the way. Joel is like, I don't want to be there. If I am free, I'm going to schedule a wedding. And then Dallas is like, when is Joel not available? Okay, that's the only day I can be there. But also, any other day I'm free to play zombies. Fucking, why didn't you all invite me to zombies on Friday? Because you weren't available on Fridays, motherfucker. Playing hockey all the time. And then suddenly you're not playing hockey. It's like Joel last week when he's like, or 2 weeks ago, when he's, whatever the fuck. When he's like, oh, I can't do anything. Oh, we're playing zombies. Oh, I'm here now.
Yeah,
I think everyone just wants to play zombies. That's what it is. So yeah, if we call it Zombie Wednesdays, and then we get there, and oops, Call of Duty servers are offline because Chad cut some cord at Activision, and we gotta play Gears of War. Anyway, yeah, we're playing that game, making slow progress, but who knows where that will go in the future. And then we get to the sweet spot, the good stuff. PFP, baby, PlayStation 5 Pro. That's right. I'm one of those suckers who bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. And my initial thoughts are disappointment, to be honest. In fact, I would go as far as to say extreme disappointment. But let me clarify. First of all, the setup process did not go well for me. It is nice that you can basically transfer all of your games to your, if you have an M.2 SSD in your old one, you can just let me load it all on there, take that stick out, plug it into the new one, and awesome. Works. You don't have to reformat anything. That totally works. But all of your profile settings and all of your video and photo captures are not able to be done that way. You have to transfer those to your console. And I had those things linked up with a fucking Ethernet cable. I had those over Wi-Fi. Unsuccessful every time, failed every time. So that was shitty. I hate that nowadays. It's like any technology you get, you're like so excited to get it, you take it out of the box, and then it's like 4 or 5 hours of setting it up and troubleshooting why it's not working, and then you finally get it up and running and you're just exhausted.
Question: so, was there a lot of people having that issue? With like the transferring stuff?
I tweeted it into the void, and one person said, "Oh yeah, I got mine to work, and the way that I did it was I deleted all of my captures." So I'm like, cool. Well, that's all I was looking to transfer was my captures. So
yeah,
I don't know. So yeah, that was already a disappointment. But then I played a handful of games, and I was like, let me check out what this thing is capable of. I played Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Paid that $9.99 upgrade fee to pop the second platinum and just see how this thing looks, because that game looks fucking gorgeous. But it looks that way on the regular PS5 as well. Has higher frame rate on the PlayStation 5 Pro. They have like 3 different settings: PS5 Pro Fidelity, PS5 Pro Balance, and PS5 Pro Performance, or whatever it is.
So it's basically all the same settings, but they say PS5 Pro on it.
Exactly. That's a trend. That's a trend in my experience. Same thing for Forbidden West, where it's like it's the same 3 settings, and in fact, I didn't notice really anything about the fidelity mode. What I did notice was that the lower 2 quality modes, balanced and performance, did look better. Specifically, I remember playing performance mode on regular PS5, and the fucking corruption on the ground looks like fucking static. Like it looks like an old CRT TV where somebody turned off the cable box while the TV was still on. Yeah, Forbidden West.
Oh yeah, that's why I had to put it on fidelity, because performance looked awful. Initially, I know they patched that later on, but initially it was awful.
Yeah, that's the missing link here, is that I did not play it after that patch apparently fixed some stuff in performance mode, but performance mode looks much better, and it also, to me, as someone who has played those games exclusively at 30 frames per second, 60 frames felt like she was fucking high on cocaine running around those grassy fields. I was like, holy shit, why are you moving so fast? So yeah, I played the Horizon games, which look beautiful, but again, already looked beautiful on PS5 Pro. And Lou PT. Oh, Last of Us Part 2. Played that one, popped that platinum. By the way, if you're looking to buy the upgrade for Horizon Zero Dawn and import your save to get a second platinum, it doesn't work. But if you do the same exact thing on Last of Us Part 2 remaster, get the $10 upgrade and import your save, it does work. Pops a second platty for you. And yeah, Last of Us Part 2 looks the same, but now has better frame rate on the higher fidelity mode. But then the last, basically the trend that I have noticed is that if you are a person who plays things already on fidelity mode, you're not going to notice. This is not going to be a worthwhile upgrade for you. If there are any improvements to fidelity mode at all, which even like Alan Wake 2, I'm pretty sure in everything that I've read and experienced myself, there are no real performance or no real updates to fidelity mode. It's just the higher frame rate modes look better. So yeah, if you're a person who already plays on fidelity mode, you're going to be very disappointed by this console. And that's me. I am everything has to look the best that it can. I have to make my beautiful TV look even more beautiful, and I have to know that I'm playing this thing as sexily as I possibly can. If you're a person who, faced with that choice, always chooses performance, and you are all about that 60 frames, you're going to be very happy, I think, with the visual improvements that you get to these games. Because if you're going to continue to get the same 60 frames that you're used to, but it's pretty noticeable the differences that you see in terms of textures and density. Like, I was looking at a couple games on Digital Foundry's comparison, and just like, there are some games where on performance mode on PS5, there's literally no one on the street in this town, and then you put it on performance mode on PS5 Pro, and there are like 12.5 people populated in that world, just because it can handle all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, very let down by because everything's still 30 frames a second. And that's the lie. That's the lie we've been fed, everyone. PS5 Pro, you're finally not going to have to choose between between performance and fidelity. You're just going to get the best of both worlds. And here's where they're just going to continue to have 30 frames, and maybe it'll look a little bit better, and they'll have 60 frames and it'll look a little bit better, but they're not going to ever combine the two and give you one choice, unless it's Star Wars Outlaws, where literally you don't even have a choice in the menu anymore.
It's just one thing.
It just plays one way, but I don't have time in my life to waste on a mid Star Wars game.
Here's the thing, Chad.
So
when they said you don't have to pick, go ahead real quick. You Star Wars.
I was going to say, I did finally beat Star Wars Outlaws over the weekend. I completely forgot about that, but that pretty much sums up my experience that I already forgot.
Forgettable. Interesting things about where they said, this is the thing about the generation in general, where you're like, oh man, the problem is that they sold you the idea that, oh, now you can play these games in better frame and they look better. Asterisk, if the developer so chooses on very specific games once in a while, if they choose to put in the work to do it, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what the actual stated, which kind of brings it back to the beginning of the console generation, when everything was 4K 60 and then ray tracing. And then the asterisk on both consoles, not just one or the other, both consoles was like, well, you got to choose an option and it depends on the game. So the idea, I think them selling us 4K 60 is this is what this generation is. They shouldn't have done it because they literally haven't been able to do it. It's like 1 in every 100 games does it. It's like, I don't know why they sold that to us like that. So we're expecting it, and that's just not how it works.
Yeah, the beginning of this generation was very similar. Like, I remember vividly getting my Series X, and like, some games, like, you could tell a difference, but then most games were just like for Destiny, for instance, they're like, there's going to be a patch in the future. And that patch came like 6 or 8 months after the console released. So it was like, unless you're looking to play very specific games right now, it doesn't seem worth it. Unless like a game you want to play or are frequently playing is on that list. But yeah, I remember vividly, like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla was one game where it was very noticeable playing 60 frames in 4K at the Series X launch, whereas like most other games, it just looked like the same game I had been playing on my Xbox One X. But yeah, hearing what you said about frames, Chad, that excites me because I'm very much a frame rate type of player. And that's kind of why I stopped playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, is because I was playing in fidelity. And
that game looks rough in fidelity, yeah.
And
I mean, in performance.
In performance mode, yeah. I started in performance mode. It looked really rough. I switched to fidelity, and then I was like, man, I wish I had the frames of performance mode. So I kind of trailed off that game. And then as soon as they announced that, how good it's going to look on PS5 Pro, I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick it back up. But yeah, for me personally, I probably wouldn't be getting a PS5 Pro if I didn't get the anniversary edition. And I think that's how a lot of people who probably pre-ordered the anniversary edition are. Like, we know Jerica, she said on her podcast last week that she was not going to get a Pro, but she got the anniversary edition thanks to Dallas. Same thing with Matt. He was not going to get a Pro right at launch, but he got the anniversary, so he picked it up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, especially to play Final Fantasy again. Like, pick it back up, because it sounds like the performance mode in that looks like the fidelity mode on the normal PS5, but also has the added frames, which is awesome to me.
Yeah, FF7 seems to be the one game that actually looks like it'd be worth having it. It's like the only game that seems like it's worth having an upgrade. So you guys got to play. I'm shocked, Chad, you didn't play that because you said you were waiting for the Pro to do your platinum, right?
Yeah, I'm doing my hard run on that, and that's why I was like, I have to do some research into hard mode to figure out like what are the builds and things like that I should have each character have during each of these chapters. And I was like, that's a lot of work right now to do to like jump into one of these hard mode chapters. So I have a week and a half off of work coming up next week, so I'm gonna make some progress on that next week.
Yeah.
But I did play Alan Wake 2 a significant amount because I was like, oh, I know Alan Wake. I got an email. It's like PS5 Pro is here. Look at all the enhanced games, and they actually have a really nice part on the PlayStation website where they're like, here are the 50 games, and each, like, a lot of games have like a thumbnail of the game and then a blurb from the developer saying, this is how we've taken advantage of PS5 Pro, and it has better frame rate on this one, or we've added new textures, or we've added ray tracing where we didn't have it before, or whatever it might be. And Alan Wake 2 got some improvements. It's like, cool, let me check these out. And that's when I realized, oh, fidelity mode didn't get any improvements, but the the performance mode definitely got some visual upgrades. And I was looking at between the two, I was switching back and forth, and I was like, actually, yeah, this looks pretty good. But I still had to go with the 30 frames because I was like, this does look better. So I was playing that, played it for like 3 hours, and finally got back to the glitched commercial that got me my trophy, my platinum trophy. So I finally have the platinum in that. And then I was like, while I'm here, I might as well try out the new DLC. Or not new, it's old at this point, it's a few months old, but the Night Springs DLC, which is like a few Twilight Zone type episodes. And the first one, you start out as the waitress who's obsessed with Alan Wake.
Rose.
And it starts
my
out
girl.
Rose, yeah. And I was like, this is really cool. I loved like the whole vibe that they have setting her up her thing. She's like in the bathroom, and you hear her inner monologue while she's looking into the mirror, and it's like shot very well. And I'm like, this is really cool. I like this a lot. And then your first, like, not mission, but like your first objectives are walk around the diner, and people are yelling, oh my god, you're the best waitress in the whole world, you're amazing, oh my god. And it's like, cool, this is like this dream, like this is what she sees, right? This is not necessarily a reflection of reality. And then they're like, give people coffee. I was like, awesome, cool. Went and poured people coffee, and then they're like, go put the coffee pot back on the coffee thing. And I walked towards the coffee pot, and I hit an invisible wall, and she turned around. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Walked towards it again, hit an invisible wall. I was like, let me try approaching it from the other side. Walked around, hit an invisible wall. I was like, what is going on? And then I look, and she's like, I really don't need to hold on to this coffee pot anymore. And I was like, okay, let me try. I'm going to walk around this way and try to like skirt through the thing. And then suddenly she warped and she was outside.
What are you doing?
Oh, she's outside the diner. Interesting. Okay, this must be some kind of like portal thing that we're playing. Maybe it's some kind of weird mind fucking game, because this game, nobody knows what the fuck's going on in this game. Nobody knows what anything means. And so I'm like, okay, I'm outside. People out there seem to be acknowledging my presence, but I can't really interact with any of them. And almost every direction that I go from this restaurant, I hit an invisible wall and it turns me around. It's like, interesting. And I can't go back inside the restaurant. But there's one path I can walk down the street all the way towards the woods. I was like, okay, interesting. The whole time she's holding on to this coffee pot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this coffee pot? And I get to this door on this fence, and I open it up. There's a guy who looks just like Alan Wake there, and it's Alan Wake's twin brother, and they have some kind of exchange, and there's this dialogue option. And he's like, what are you going to do? And she's like, she has some option that's like, they're going to talk about it. And then the second option was, I have a shotgun. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Interesting. And so I choose the second option. She goes, because I have a shotgun. And then the Alan Wake character breaks character. And he goes like, oh, that thing's real? I was like, oh, this is cool. She's pretending the coffee pot's a shotgun. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize, oh, we're playing now. Okay, let me pretend that's real. And then he's like, all right, we'll see if you can get me. And then he like drives off on his motorcycle, and a bunch of enemies pop up and start shooting at me. And I'm like, cool. And I have like my UI on the bottom is telling me I have 0 shotgun shells in my shotgun right now. And I'm like, cool, I need to reload. Okay, found some coolers. They have some shotgun shells in them. I can't equip them. I can't swing my coffee pot at anyone. And I'm running around. I've played this thing for literally like 20 minutes before I realized, I don't think this is supposed to be.
I say, is this your video?
I just thought it was part of the world.
This is Chad's video.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, someone else on YouTube
you're
also has a coffee pot shotgun.
Yeah, so I'm just running around getting shot for like 5 or 6 minutes, and then I get all the way down to like no health. And I was like, all right, let me heal up a little bit. And then after a while, it's like it said, pursue Alan Wake's like doppelganger or whatever it is, and I couldn't go through the fence, and I couldn't kill anybody, and I couldn't do any damage, and then the coolers were just being replenished with the same shit, and I'm like, is this supposed to happen? And I go look up a walkthrough online, and it's like, go put the coffee pot down, and then go talk to all the guests at the diner. And I was like, oh, my game fucked up long time ago.
It's so funny you didn't notice for so long.
It's because it's Alan Wake 2. That like it made sense in that world because that world
Fair
makes
enough.
no sense. It was fucking wild. So I
makes plenty
believed
of
that was part of the game the whole time.
I know about Thomas Zane. I'm here for it.
So yeah, I did. I quitted after that and did not pick that back up yet. I was like, let me wait until this gets fucking patched or fixed before I attempt this again. Which then reminds me, as I was playing through Alan Wake 2 the first 3 hours again, I was just like, oh, I remember how fucking great this game and this world are, and how into that I am, and how much I do not enjoy playing this game. Because having already played through Alan Wake 2, playing through Alan's first like hour again, you know, like I'm supposed to go to one of these places, and then I'm like swapping out scenarios or scenes at a location, and I don't understand which one goes where and how the combat works. And should I be shining my flashlight or should I not be shining my flashlight? And how do I know which ones are people and which ones are? I hated it. So I will not continue to play that, but I am going to go play Control.
Yeah, I do hope you eventually get back to the DLCs. Apparently they're very short, but there's also something in there. He's not here. But Cozy was so fucking smug last year when I brought up certain stuff about Alan Wake's story. He's like, maybe. Like, it's fucking in the game. It's also literally a main part of the DLC. And I brought it up. He's like, maybe. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. He can't defend himself, so I make fun of him.
What I do appreciate about this game, and I didn't use this feature during the DLC, but I did use it during the part where Alan's in the studio, and I couldn't figure out where the fuck to go next. There's a hints built in, the hints feature in the PS5 dashboard. There's hints built in, and it literally, like the entire game, the devs have the entire game they have recorded a playthrough of. And they're like, oh, you're on this chapter right here. Here are 3 videos in sequence of what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go. So you can like play the 1.5-minute section that you're stuck on. And it knows, of course, where you are in the game. And it serves you the right video. And I was like, oh, this is really helpful. I wish I cared more about the hints feature, or that it was made more aware of, or that
so you're the first person to ever click on that video.
Yeah, I think I've done that. And then like Astrobot had like 2 things that I was looking for something. And they're like, here's where you find that exact collectible. And I was like, awesome, cool. And nothing else I've ever played has made use of those hints.
I am excited to see like the future of the PS5 Pro in terms of like first party games. Like Ghost of Yotai is probably going to look awesome on the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
And then potentially GTA 6. Like that's probably going to be the best console to play that game on, I would assume. So yeah, it's exciting. Also, Chad, can you tell us about the HDMI port?
Oh my god, fucking 0 out of 10 console, trash console right here. So I made my own entertainment center from scratch during COVID, and I made these little cutouts on these panels that like you can perfectly push the Xbox Series X and the PS5 back into, and there's like a little 1/2-inch wide thing that the HDMI port, the Ethernet cable, all of that kind of like slides into and disappears into the thing. This motherfucker, this console, is significantly smaller in size, but they're like, what if we put the HDMI port like all the way on the top shelf of this fucking pantry?
Instead of on the bottom like it used to be.
And it's like 2 inches higher than the cutout that I have in my entertainment center. So now this fucker has to stick out a good 2 inches from the wall where my Xbox Series X gets to sit flush against it. And it looks stupid as fuck.
You didn't just take a hammer
this
and
console's trash.
Just poke out a new hole, or?
Yeah, can you not modify it?
Modify the entertainment center or the PS5?
Yeah,
the entertainment center is probably easier.
I mean, I'll have to definitely. The problem is, like, I've got this like marbleized, like vinyl thing on it too. So I would have to cut it. I would have to like take a saw and cut a new thing in it and cut it this way, and then the fucking magnetic part that I have, it's a magnetic thing to hide the things, and then suddenly that's got to be 2 inches taller, but you can't just like make 2 inches more of wood without it being obvious that you glued a piece of 2-inch wood to the top of this. And
now,
so,
Bobby,
yeah,
that
I'd have to
sounds
redo
like
the whole thing.
Sounds like a thing that me and the boys can do back there in the alley.
But it's a problem that I think I'm going to solve with 3D printing, because I did not have 3D printing when I designed this thing, and now I have so many ideas of how I can modify and make it better. So again, I have a week and a half coming up next week that I'm gonna have nothing to do but play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in hard mode on PS5 Pro
And be bricked up.
and be fucking bricked to the skies. Yeah, so that's it. PS5 Pro. If you're a frame rate person, you're gonna fucking love it. If you're a fidelity person, you're gonna be real disappointed that you spent $700 on this thing.
Unless you got the
And that's,
anniversary edition.
Unless you got the anniversary edition, and then you're gonna be real glad you got it. And then in several years, you're gonna sell it to somebody from Milwaukee on Facebook Marketplace, and then you're gonna regret that you did that.
Chad's salty.
You're gonna buy the PS6 anniversary edition instead, and you're gonna get it for some reason because your RNG on fucking PlayStation website is great, and
the cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. Yeah. All right, that's it for playtime. We're gonna move on. We have no more quests, but we do have a what's a PlayStation theme segment? I was going to try to do an orchestra tuning up to mimic the PS3 boot up sound from PlayStation, but no, we're going to do let's do a classic segment from Adam. That's Final Fantasy.
Funny thing enough, by the way, everyone, welcome to this week's segment from Adam. Joel, you are playing because you're on the podcast today, correct?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He is here. So here's the thing, Chad. I couldn't tell you before, but letting you know now, this week's segment from Adam does have to do with music and musical composer.
Oh.
Perhaps this week we'll be playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon's Being John Malkovich, Michael Giacchino edition.
Ooh, Michael Giacchino.
Hot off the tails of the Penguin on HBO Max. Fun for the whole family. Where Michael Giacchino.
That's right.
I don't know
clearly,
if that's the...
well, it is fun for
The
the
Penguin
family.
might not be, but HBO Max is fun for the whole family.
Yeah,
You can
Max
get
is
it.
fun for the whole family.
It's, $14.99 for an ad-supported tier, or I think it's $18.99.
Your 6-year-olds will love the
ads.
Penguin.
And
They'll love Doom
you're gonna love
Prophecy. It's all for the kids. White
Look,
Lotus
it's
season
HBO
3.
Max.
It's a sequel to March of the Penguin.
Does HBO Max still have like porn shows?
I mean, adult shows, not porn.
Does it?
I mean, they're pretty much
There's-
porn.
No.
Wait, is it
there's
called
natural,
Max because it's Cinemax? Is
No,
it
that's-
Skinemax?
the
Do they have
natural
that on
human
there?
body is nothing dirty. It's fine. We saw
Dude,
the penguin's dick.
they-
It's fine.
Didn't they have a show about a brothel?
That was like a documentary. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyways, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon being John Malkovich, based on Michael Giacchino, because Penguin just came out.
Yeah.
Just ended. Very good show.
Mhm.
Michael Giacchino did the theme for The Batman, the movie that the Penguin's based off of. All the way.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, so good. His kid apparently composed stuff for this. I didn't know. Apparently his son is now, Mick Giacchino, is now starting to compose stuff. So shout out to his son for also making good music.
I thought there were a couple themes in there that sounded like they were played on a little baby xylophone or
Yeah,
like
that's what it
is.
on his little Casio keyboard.
the little cat piano?
Yeah. But what I've done is 6 Degrees Kevin Bacon, John Malkovich. I take people who were in a thing this week, the Penguin, and I relate them to people who are in video games. This person was in that movie, directed by that person, who was married to that person, who's a voice actor in this video game, name that person. You guys are both playing. If you get it on the first guess, you get 3 points. If I give you clues, you go down to 1 point. So let's begin our Penguin edition of this video game. Colin Farrell plays Oswald Cobb / the Penguin, the disfigured former chief lieutenant of deceased crime boss Carmine Falcone, who is on the rise to becoming a criminal kingpin in his own right. Colin Farrell has worked
Spoilers.
this is from the Wikipedia, just saying what he's doing. Colin Farrell has worked on hit HBO shows in the past, so I want to talk about his highest rated show on Rotten Tomatoes ever, True Detective Season 2. That's a joke. Apparently people don't like that season. Have I seen the show? No, I have not. But looking at the cast, I did notice Vince Vaughn was attached. Apparently he's in that show as well. Bringing us to a double-headed 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon's Being John Malkovich answer, which game featured Vince Vaughn's voice as well as music from Michael Giacchino himself?
Oh shit!
So it's a Vince Vaughn voice acting credit, and Giacchino just happened to do the music for the same video game. You guys have 2 guesses per person, and then I'll give you clues if you need them. Do you just think Vince Vaughn?
I'm going to name 2 things that I just know Michael Giacchino is a part of.
Or
that
Vince
are
Vaughn,
licensed.
because it's technically a Vince Vaughn credit.
I don't know anything that Vince Vaughn would have been in that's a video game, but Lost, the video game.
I don't think Vince Vaughn was in that
No.
TV show, so no.
He was not in the
incorrect.
TV show, but he could have been in the game. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Up. Was there a licensed game based on the movie Up?
There might be, but Vince Vaughn was not in it.
Okay.
Joel, do you have any
two
guesses?
Is
Good
it
guesses,
a
Chad.
Call of Duty game?
No, not for Vince Vaughn.
Hey man, there have been crazier shit.
No.
I got nothing.
Okay, I've got a first clue for you. It's a game based on a popular franchise where Michael Giacchino has composed the last several entries of the franchise. So Giacchino has been recently attached to it, and it's a franchise, but Vince Vaughn was in the video game version of it. Any more guesses? Popular franchise. Giacchino has worked on it recently. Vince Vaughn was in the video game.
Jurassic World Park Builder.
Jurassic Park, the video game.
What was that, Chad?
I said Jurassic World.
No. And you said Park Builder? No. And what was you said Jurassic. What did you say, Joel? Jurassic World?
I said Jurassic Park, the video game.
No. You guys are obviously very close, but I'm going to need a more specific answer for this one. I'm going to give you another clue, even though you guys are basically on track, but you've used all your guesses. A late 90s PC game made and published by DreamWorks Interactive. Late 90s PC game made and published by DreamWorks Interactive.
The World of Jurassic Park.
No, you're getting close, but you guys aren't getting there all the way.
Jurassic Park Builder.
You already said that. No, it is not it. If you just think about maybe a movie Vince Vaughn was in, this would be a really big clue.
Jurassic Park MMO.
No. Oh my God, this is not one. Chad, do you even have one?
Jurassic Park. T-Rex crashes the wedding.
No. Last clue.
Fuck.
That's a good
for
one.
1 point.
That one
Jeff
of the,
Goldblum also stars in the video game.
I mean, that could be any
Jurassic Park, The Lost World.
Yes. It is technically called Chaos Island, The Lost World, but I was looking for anyone to say The Lost World, which is the name of the second movie. Anybody could say it, but you did 10 guesses that weren't The Lost World. So, Chad, give yourself 1 point. Good job. You finally
Vince
got
Vaughn
there.
was in The Lost World?
That's the second movie. That's the one that, Vince Vaughn is one of the Peace World guys that goes with him.
That must have been before I knew who
It was
Vince
before
Vaughn
he was famous, I think. He was like fifth build on the thing or something. So, yeah. Give yourself 1 point for that. Next up.
Woo! All right.
Kristen Melody. Is that how you say the lady's name? I know she's in other stuff.
Who plays not the Hangman?
As Sophia Gigante used to be Falcone. Carmine's daughter and a presumed psychopathic serial killer who, after being released from Arkham Asylum, fights odds for control of Gotham City's criminal underworld. So, yeah, the girl who plays Sophia. She appeared in Fargo Season 2, another fantastic show I have never seen. Two shows in a row I've mentioned that I haven't watched.
Fuck yeah.
But Season 1 is the cast that I'm going to focus in on. Season 1 of Fargo. Season 1 of Fargo features the actor Martin Freeman. He appears in the Edgar Wright Coronado trilogy with everyone's favorite British best friends, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Simon Pegg and Michael Giacchino have worked together on a few different movies, Mission Impossible and Star Trek to name a few. That has nothing to do with this answer. Give me a single Simon Pegg gaming credit.
Star Trek. Bridge Crew.
Just Star Trek is correct, Chad.
Okay, cool.
I will
generic.
Joel. I know it's from the first movie, which Zoe Saldana was also a clue in the past. Joel, for a possible 2 points, if you can give me another credit, Simon Pegg is in. I'll give you 2 points. You have 2 guesses, but I'm not going to give you any more clues. Simon Pegg in a video game, not Star Trek.
A Call of Duty game.
No.
Hey man, you never know. Dude, I don't know. I got nothing.
Okay. Here's his gaming credits. Pretty interesting. He's in Fable 3. He's in Spare Parts, which is an EA game, like a platformer that no one's ever heard of from 2011. He's in Star Wars Battlefront. He was in the DLC. He voices Dengar, if you're a fan of Star Wars. He was in an Ice Age game because he's a character from Ice Age. And he was in Hogwarts Legacy. Headmaster Phineas Nigellus Black. Oh, he's a black. Interesting. All right, very good. Not one of those kind of blacks. Chad has 4 points. Joel has 0.
I don't think we refer to them as a black anymore, Adam.
Well, no, the black. Sirius Black. Bellatrix Lestrange Black. You know.
That's why I left. That's why I laughed. Just because the way he said it was like out of context. Like
one of the blacks. Yeah, no. So last one. Clancy Brown is Salvatore Moroni. a mob boss and drug trafficker whose operation ended following a historic drug bust in which Carmine was the informant. Ooh. He's also in everything. Games, movies, TV shows, going back decades. Like Clancy Brown is like 100 million credits as well. He's voice of Mr. Krabs. It's just, if I want to point it out, that's one of them. Like he's Mr. Krabs. And it's a favorite franchise of mine that he's in that I want to talk about. Clancy Brown plays the Harbinger in John Wick Chapter 4. A movie franchise with great names and great actors. John Wick Chapter 2 has a head gangster who gave a speech about John Wick killing someone with a fucking pencil. That man is Peter Stormare, the guy you've also seen in this year's Call of Duty commercials. There's a game Michael Giacchino and Peter Stormare both worked on. What is that video game?
Call of Duty.
It is not Call of Duty. That's a good guess, but it's not.
Battlefield 2042.
It is not Battlefield 2042.
SOCOM.
No, not SOCOM. Good guess.
A Mario game.
I don't think Peter Stormare or Michael Giacchino have worked on a Mario game in the past.
I don't know.
First clue I'm going to give you. It is a game from Pandemic Studios published by LucasArts. Pandemic Studios is a dead studio. Just a heads up. But if you can remember the era and when they were making games, Pandemic Studios, LucasArts was the publisher.
Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo.
No, it is not Super Star Wars.
No? Okay.
No, it is not. I see the LucasArts thing you're doing there, but no, it's not a Star Wars game at all. I'll go ahead and give you that.
Dude,
Any
I'm
guesses,
very
John?
bad at this. I'm very bad at this game.
That's fine. Next clue.
Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle, or the Great, so whatever the circle one is
The one that's not out yet. A studio that's been closed down is making the new game about to come out.
That's right.
No.
Sorry, I was just foreseeing how bad that game might be.
No. Next up, the era that the game came out. It came out for PlayStation 2 and original Xbox. Came out January 11th, 2005. Made by Pandemic was the studio who made it. LucasArts published. Came out January 11th, 2005 for PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
I know this is not right, but for some reason my brain is stuck on Beyond Good and Evil, so I have to say that out loud.
No, that is an
Good and
Ubisoft game.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I also don't know who the fuck Pandemic Studios is, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't know them or the guy that you're talking about. But so I'm going purely off of LucasArts.
When we're done, I'll let you Google him. You'll see his face. Be like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
Okay.
All right. The last clue is that it is an open world, third-person shooter where you are tracking down a deck of 52 bad guys to kill. Open world, third-person shooter where you're tracking down a deck of 52 bad guys to kill.
I don't know what the game Wet was about, but it was a shooter,
it's not
right?
Wet. You keep bringing up Wet, and that's not the correct answer.
Wanted.
Wanted is incorrect as well.
Fuck.
He's hunting 52 guys? I don't fucking know.
There are 52 people in the open world that are represented on a deck of cards that you're going to kill. It is an open world third-person shooter.
What's
From 2005.
What's the person's name now that I can look them up because I'm out of
you can
guesses?
look up a picture of Peter Stormare now. You'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. The Russian guy from everything.
What's his name?
Stormare.
Peter Stormare.
Stormare.
Oh, John
Okay.
Abruzzi
Sure.
from Prison Break.
Yes.
Why didn't you say so?
He's the Russian guy in everything.
Why didn't you say so?
John Wick
dude?
killed a
What
guy with the
fuck?
fucking pencil. He's that dude.
He's not Russian. And
I know he's not Russian, but he plays
Prison
Russian
Break.
all the time. Yeah.
No, in
He's
Prison Break,
Swedish.
he's a mob boss.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you tell me you played a character called the Ghost in 22 Jump Street?
Yeah,
That
of course, obviously. Joel, do you have any guesses for the game?
No,
You've
I
already
looked
lost,
him up. I looked him up. I see a picture of penguins. Is it like a penguin movie?
No.
Penguin
The game is Mercenaries Playground of Destruction.
Dude, that was gonna be
I don't
my
think I've
next
ever heard of that game in
guess.
my
What
life.
the
No, it
fuck?
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Stop it.
He's going to be in the Until Dawn movie.
But by the way, Peter Stormare, well, I think because he's the
Narrator?
the narrator.
narrator?
Yeah, in Until Dawn. And he's also in all the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 commercials where like he replaces people. He's like, oh, they're too busy playing Black Ops. I'm here instead. He was in all the commercials. Anyways, Shad, you win 4 points to 0. Joel, you sucked it up. But you're better than Cozy. You're still better than
Hey,
Cozy.
I'm here.
I love it. All right, that's my segment for now.
Google has so Peter Stormare is going to be in the Until Dawn movie coming out next year.
Yeah.
And Google has, you know, in that like carousel of shit at the top that you don't care about that you're looking through. Until Dawn's movie poster, alongside all the other movie posters, is a screenshot of a tweet from the Film Updates Twitter account with a blurb announcing the cast of Until Dawn.
Oh, I see.
Like, that's the official movie poster.
It's just a tweet.
Until
That's the
Dawn,
funniest shit
according
I've
to
ever seen in
Google.
my life. Holy shit. That's funny. Anyways.
All right, that was thanks again for that segment from Adam. We've got Game On Game Show, the Game On, our gaming show, play game called Game On, gaming show on a game show, game. Oh, I can't wait to finally have this out in the world.
Yeah, what is it giving this man the giggles for like the last hour?
We're gonna play a game now that Cozy's away. We're gonna play a game called Do You Recognize This Man? Where I read you tweets that either Cozy or Joel has composed.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if you can guess who wrote the tweet.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
So I have 8 tweets total.
Uh-huh.
And I will just read you what is in the tweet, including any hashtags, and I will also describe the images.
I say, is there a visual component to this? Because you were dying about whatever a picture you saw.
There is a visual component, and Joel, I'll let you know when we're on that one. Let's start with Let's start with it. Don't show it yet. Show it afterwards because it has a spoiler on there.
Okay.
Okay. Adam.
Mm-hmm.
On October 3rd, this person posted a photo. I don't know why this is so funny to me. This person posted a photo of a movie theater with a thumbs up in front of the camera that said Megalopolis time. And then replied to their own tweet retweeted their own tweet and said, "Wow, platinum," as that's the tweet. Wow, platinum.
Wow, platinum.
Who wrote this tweet? Was it Joel or was it Cozy?
It is Cozy because Cozy loves to do the weird thumbs up picture on Twitter so much. He does it all the time. Oh my god, it's so funny.
I want to point out that the retweet was literally probably after he got out of the movie because it was posted the same day.
I mean, guys, if you're on the YouTube, oh my god, this Cozy does one of these tweets a month. It's always just him with a big thumbs up in front of shit.
Oh my god, I don't know what it is about this one. Whether it's the thumbs up in the movie,
an empty movie theater, by the way,
or
just
Cozy.
The
words "Wow, platinum." Punctuation. Platinum is also capitalized. Or the fact that it's about the movie Megalopolis, which is like critically and audience like bombed.
Yeah.
So I don't.
God, I can't wait for him to listen to this episode.
To me. Okay, second tweet here. Who wrote this? Cozy or Joel? It is a retweet of a Respawn Aim Fire tweet about PAX West. And the tweet says, "It was great to be back with the boys this week." Was this Joel or was this Cozy?
It was great to be back with the boys this week.
Yep.
It doesn't sound insane, so I'm going to say Joel.
That was Cozy Bear, a.k.a.
Really?
Alex Cozina on Twitter.
I assumed he'd be like, all capitals, "The boys are back in town, thumbs up." I don't know.
This next one is a
I don't know what
retweet of a
you're
Respawn
talking
Aim Fire tweet. It is a retweet of our weekly "We're Going Live" tweet made on August 18th. It says bruschetta is very underrated as a sandwich ingredient. Who tweeted bruschetta is very underrated as a sandwich ingredient?
That's tough. Because Cozy obviously likes to cook, so I think you either might be trying to throw me off or that's just him. Bruschetta. Does Joel know anything about bruschetta cheese is the question. Because this man does drink a alcohol that gets bottled in someone's basement, but I also don't know what else he likes to eat during the day. I'll just say it's Cozy because it's a food-related thing.
That is correct. It is Alexander Cozina.
Okay.
This one, I think, is a dead giveaway. There's a photo of a man who looks to be in his 60s or 70s, wearing a tan suit with a pencil-thin black mustache. And the tweet says, "You're telling me a guy who looks like this is involved in sex trafficking? No way. Hashtag Vince McMahon." This was on January 25th of this year.
Okay, now this is actually tough. You say it's a dead giveaway, but I'm going to give it to Joel.
That is correct. This was Joel Campos on January 25th.
Did you just see like a picture of like a new Vince McMahon and we're like, yeah, obviously.
Where he looks like an evil villain.
Yeah, I don't know why he went for that look, but yeah, that's wild.
All right. What are we on? 5? This is number 5? I think this is number 5. There's a GIF from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where what looks like a 4-year-old Natalie Portman is saying to a 1-year-old Anakin Skywalker, "You're a funny little boy." The tweet says, "Just saw The Phantom Menace in theaters tonight. We all agree that Padme is a creep, right? Hashtag Star Wars."
I know Joel's like Star Wars, but Cozy likes going to empty movie theaters. So I'm trying to weigh my options here on what it could be. Is there a thumbs up in the GIF by any chance?
I don't have the animated version. I have a screenshot of it, so I don't know if she gives a thumbs up because it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Joel would go see Episode 1 in theaters.
That is correct. It was Joel Campos on May 7th. Went and saw The Phantom Menace in theaters.
Man of taste. You enjoyed that ride, huh?
I love it.
Speaking of seeing movies in theaters, this next one has an image with a lot of MCU movies posters represented in it. And it says, "Having seen Deadpool and Wolverine just last night, I'm now caught up on every MCU movie and TV show, which means it's time to rank them. Sorry, not sorry." And in fact, they've combined the last parenthesis. Oh, sorry. No. I thought this was emoticon, but it was a colon that then is representing. All right, the ranking is represented in the photo below. Okay.
Yeah, who cares about tweeting out their MCU ranking? I think that's going to be Cozy.
That is correct. That is Alexander Kozina. That was on August 29th of this year. We have 2 left.
Okay.
This is a retweet of someone who has tweeted, "Sony is certifying an adapter to allow PSVR 2 hardware to work on PCs." This person has commented, "Love that this will eventually work with my PC. Hate that Sony will find a way to charge me another $50 for an adapter for the USB-C cable that is already on the headset. Hashtag PSVR."
This is Joel Campos, because that man actually bought a PSVR too.
That is correct. This is Joel Campos. I forgot that Cozy doesn't have a PSVR.
No, I just know Joel buys everything. He's like you, except for,
That's true. That's true.
in the Midwest and not on the West Coast.
Final tweet. It is an image of Wolverine, animated, laying down in a bed, holding a framed photo. A reverse image shows that the framed photo contains a JPEG of a PlayStation 30th Anniversary Pro console. And the tweet says, "How I woke up this morning. Too bad I'll never be able to beat the bots. Hashtag PS5 Pro, hashtag PlayStation 30th Anniversary."
Okay. That's a Joel tweet, because the funny thing is he did get it. He did beat the bots, but then Chad didn't.
What a comeback, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That dude fucking fought those bots off with a baseball bat.
Here's my secret, Chad. I am the bot.
He's got a farm of bots to help him out. Look, I can tell these people pretty well.
Yeah, you pretty well, except for that one you got wrong about Cozy. What was it? Oh, great to be back with the boys this week.
Yeah.
Fucking what? Megalopolis. Wow, Platinum just fucking kills me. I don't know what it means.
Funny is that he wanted to talk about Megalopolis.
Cozy, if I don't bring this... Hold on. Cozy, I know you listen to these when you're not on them. I need you. Next week, I'm going to have forgotten about this. But I need you to bring it back up. And I need you to tell me what WoW Platinum meant in relation to this Megalopolis tweet. I need to know.
Chad, here's the thing.
Because it is going to be racking my brain for the rest of my life.
Just text him right now. Send him the tweet. But what the fuck is this?
I can't. It has to be on content.
Okay, I got you.
It has to be on content. Because I will have forgotten about it, and then next Monday we're gonna do this again,
And you're
and I'm
gonna
gonna
die.
remember it, and I'm gonna fucking wheeze laugh until I throw up.
I'm going to give you a compilation of all his thumbs up tweets because they're fucking funny.
I don't know if I've ever seen one before.
It's like him in front of a sandwich thumbs up.
That's perfect. I had a friend in college who, like, his whole Instagram was just pictures of doors, and it's just like him right next to the door. He's like, sweet door pic, hashtag sweet door pic, and he's just taking pictures in front of random doors. Oh, that's it for Game on Game Show. Congratulations, Adam. You know your friends pretty well.
Thank you.
That's it for episode 300 and hold on, I'm scrolling this up. 374 of Respawn Aim Fire. Thank you everyone for listening. If you're listening, you have homework. Your homework is to go to patreon.com/Respawn Aim Fire and become a patron. And while you have lost your chance to influence what we play for the rest of the year, because those 3 polls have closed, you do still have the ability to get things ahead of time. So, for instance, you have right now whatever our last RAF game show was.
It'll be
It's not the
Rafferty
gaming
with
Avalon.
Nick and Will from Friday Night Gamecast and me.
Rafferty with Nick and Will. That was our last game show that we filmed in October, and it is now available only for patrons in November. Everyone else will get it in December. If you are not a patron, you just got access to the Rafferty that was it me and John Hansen and you?
And me, yeah.
Yeah,
Singing
You got access to that one?
Kingdom Hearts or whatever.
Oh, that's right. You were singing. Oh, no.
Yeah, it was
John
me.
sang it.
No, it was me.
You sang it?
I was the only one who didn't know the song. That's why everyone was
I
upset.
think you half-assed it, though.
Oh, I didn't know the song. Of course I
John
half-assed it.
whole-assed a lot of songs. John
Yeah.
Whole, he's just like, fucking give me that song category and let me fucking eat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch that. It's out now for everybody on YouTube and podcast services. What are we playing the rest of the week? Barf. Or the rest of the year. Barf. Backlog accomplishment with Respawn and Friends, which is, excuse me, I'm trying to not like hiccup right now. It's usually a perk you get as a patron, but we have reached the end of the year, and it is time for us to play games for consideration for Game of the Year. So we all put up our polls asking what game do you want each of us to play in consideration for Game of the Year. For me, you chose Animal Well. For Cozy, you chose Animal Well?
No, I forgot what he had. He had something.
It was either, it was Wukong, Black Myth Wukong.
Wukong, that's right.
Yeah.
And for Adam, I don't think we knew this last time. I think we were still in the middle of the poll.
Yeah, this is brand
Adam,
new.
do you know what the game you are playing is?
I'd be playing. So it was tied on the Patreon between Thank Goodness You're Here and Warhammer Space Marine 2. And then the Twitter poll by barely like a 10%. Whatever. Thank goodness you're here. So thank goodness you're here would be the game I have to play. Still want to play Warhammer. I might just do both.
Sorry,
because thank goodness you're here is
You'll
like 3
never
hours.
get to play Warhammer with Adam.
Nah, I'll probably do both. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Well, if you do both,
Dude, he never
don't
invites me to
text
anything
Joel,
anyway.
he's not.
so-
He's not going to invite you to anything else.
Fuck,
so.
I don't want to hear this shit ever.
Yeah, you see, it doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't
I
feel
did-
good,
literally,
does it?
whatever. I'm the one who doesn't get invited. You can't flip it. You cannot gaslight me
No,
when I'm the
flipping
one
it.
who brought
I'm
it up.
flipping it. I'm
You
flipping
can't.
it.
Wow.
I don't know
Gaslight,
what you're talking about.
gate boss, gate
Hold
girl.
on. Hold on, let me check my text. Let me check my text. Oh yeah, look, Adam didn't text me to hang out.
Oh wow, shit.
Wow, dude.
Chad, where were you on last Friday?
Where was I? Fucking not playing zombies. I was
Exactly,
sitting in
that's
my
my
home
point.
not playing zombies is what I was doing.
That's too bad.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Wow, platinum.